Stevens, Patrick Majewski here on NBCSN Fight Night. And welcome inside a sold-out Resorts Theater. One of the most intimate settings on Fight Night. You can see the stage right there where the fans are actually ring level with the fighters. Kind of a unique view for them. And now let's check in with Chris Mannix.
Bill, what do you want to see out of Patrick tonight?
I want to see him working off that jab like we worked at the gym. Everything coming off the jab real well. We take him deep, and then we start running the combinations.
Patrick told us yesterday he hasn't seen a fighter like Curtis before. What advantages does he have coming into this fight?
Patrick's a bigger guy, and he's used to working with bigger, stronger guys also. And Patrick has a great jab, and Curtis is a smaller person. He should be trying to come to us.
Thanks, Bill.
As you see, Majewski 21-2, 13 wins by knockout. The 34-year-old who grew up in Radom, Poland, moved to the U.S., hadn't planned on being here maybe 3 or 4 months, part of a student exchange when he was in college at 21. Instead stayed here, got a degree, went into teaching, and has made his home right here in Atlantic City. See his last fight. We talk about Stevens having a tough fight last time out. He lost to the number 3 ranked Patrick Nielsen, did Majewski.
Yeah, he did. He's coming off a 12-round decision loss to Patrick Nielsen, but a fight where he wasn't really in a lot of trouble. He was coming forward. He was never really hurt, never really punished. So it's a little bit different than the fight of Curtis Stevens. Curtis Stevens fought, not debatable at all, the best middleweight in the world, Gennady Golovkin. Took him into the 8th round, probably deeper than anybody else has taken him over the last couple of years, and proved he belongs in the elite of the middleweight class.
And Majewski hoping to bounce back as well after that unanimous decision loss to Nielsen. Let's check in again with Chris.
Andre, 2 months ago, you stopped the fight against Golovkin because Curtis was taking too much punishment. Why did you want to see him back so quickly?
Well, basically, this is redemption for Curtis. We had a plan for the Golovkin fight, and unfortunately, it wasn't realized. It didn't come to fruition, and we're going to rebuild, and Curtis is going to show you why he could actually be the #1 middleweight in the world.
What corrections do you want to see Curtis make tonight?
Basically, I like to see him go back to what he did against Roman and against Ayala, being destructive, fast, and furious.
Thanks, Andre.
He would like to end this fight quickly then. And those fights all ended fast. For Stevens, who has won 18 times by KO, 15 of those 18 knockouts in the first or second round in his career.
I'll give you one reason why he's got so many knockouts, Kenny. He's got that tremendous left hook and beautiful timing. He has a way of timing guys' punches before they get him back, where he lands the left hook on the chin. Very good puncher, great fundamentals, great amateur career, and he knows how to use his advantages to, obviously, to his advantage.
Checks that chin, doesn't he?
It does.
Ayala and Roman, as you heard Rozier talking about, those were both first-round knockout victims of Curtis Stevens. This is Stevens' 5th fight in right about a year. Remember, after he lost to Jesse Brinkley, he got very sad. He took off for over 2 years. Promotional problems and all that along the way. And he came back strong with 4 fights last year. And this is his 5th fight within right about a 52.5-week period. The tail of the tape. Majewski, the older fighter, the taller fighter, and he has the reach. And weighed in just under 162 pounds. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the ref can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the fight is official after 4 rounds. This one is scheduled for 10. Let's go now and meet him officially, and ring announcer Joe Antonacci.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Originally from Radom, Poland, now living and fighting out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. He weighed in at 161.5 pounds. Red trunks, white trim, professional record 21 victories, only 2 defeats, 12 wins by knockout. Please welcome Patrick the Machine Majewski. And his opponent. He comes to us tonight from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. 60 1/2 pounds, gold and red trunks. Professional record in excellent 25 victories, only 4 defeats. 18 of his 25 victories coming by way of knockout. He was a 2002 National Amateur Champion, a 2013 World Middleweight Title Challenger. Here is Curtis Showtime Stevens. Our referee, Lindsey Page, has our fighters' final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, you know the rules. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Touch him up and go back to your corner till I tell you to come out.
10 rounds, middleweights.
Patr Majewski, Curtis Stevens. Scheduled for 10, these middleweights. Stevens told us yesterday that Majewski had asked for 162 pounds. He said he'd be good with that. Majewski said he'd be good with that. Both guys actually stepped on the scale, and they were under 162.
Yeah, both guys came in very focused on this fight, Kenny. You know, Curtis wants to get back in the win column after a very good performance against Gennady Golovkin, and Majewski as well. He went across the sea and, you know, fought a very tough guy. Wow. That was a left jab by Curtis Stevens. And actually
left jab that put down Majewski like that. He will take the count.
What he did was Curtis pushed off that back leg with that left jab. He's hurt already. This fight's not going to go much longer.
And Stevens moves in for the kill, perhaps. Majewski is down again.
At this point in the fight, I'm not sure how Majewski got hit with that jab and went down. Hit him right on the chin. And when Curtis Stevens got you in trouble in the first round, the fight normally doesn't make it to the second, Kenny.
Curtis Stevens has knocked down Majewski twice.
This fight's over.
And now a third time, and that's the fight. It is over. Less than a minute in, Curtis Stevens has knocked down Patr Majewski for the third time. Lindsey Page moves in and stops the fight.
A left jab right on the chin, and Majewski caught him. He wasn't quite warmed up. He hadn't quite broken into the rhythm of the fight. And that power left jab off Curtis Stevens' back leg hit Majewski right in the chin area, hurt him, stunned him, and Curtis Stevens is a great finisher. He's back in the win column, Kenny.
His 11th first-round victory by way of knockout, the 26th in his career. He waited 73 days since Gennady Golovkin defeated him as he tried to take the title from one of the top fighters in the world. Stevens unsuccessful there, but 73 days later, he bounces back. Said he is a new year, new start. He knows this road, but it's a new journey, and he begins it in strong fashion against a solid fighter in Majewski, who has fought some good fighters.
He's fought some very good fighters, Kenny, and the issue is Majewski's never been stopped like that before. He just went 12 rounds with a highly world-rated fighter in Patrick Nielsen. He was in the fight, he was coming forward, and Curtis Stevens showed us and reminded us just what type of power he has and why he can be a big factor in this middleweight division.
And Majewski losing for the first time in his adopted state of New Jersey. He's 13-1 here now. That's the old Curtis Stevens, right back at it. First-round knockouts. As we take a look at it, and these just a few ticks into the fight.
Right on the chin with that jab, Kenny. Anytime you get touched on the chin, I tell you what, especially by Curtis Stevens early in the fight, it can spell disaster. He comes in with the right hook. I'm sorry, with the overhand right and the left hook, and he's still a little dizzy here. And, you know, Majewski goes down again. He still doesn't know where he's at. Curtis Stevens goes in for the kill here, and 3 knockdowns in the round. The referee correctly rules an end of the fight.
And there was no way Majewski was going to be able to defend himself any longer. Curtis Stevens, a dizzying array of punches, taking care of Majewski much faster than most people probably would have thought. I don't think many people felt this was going the distance.
You know, when Curtis Stevens in the ring, you always know there's a possibility the fight's going to end that early, but you don't expect it to end that way. That was a left jab to the chin that actually knocked him down. It's very rare that you see that in professional boxing, and, you know, we've seen it now.
Well, his trainer, his uncle, Andre Rozier, told us he wanted to see a quick finish. He got it. Curtis Stevens, first-round TKO. Let's go to Joe with the time.
Boxing fans, the time, 46 seconds of round number 1. After 3 knockdowns, your referee, Lindsey Page, calls a halt to the contest. Your winner by TKO from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, Curtis Showtime Stevens.
Well, the show is back in Showtime for Curtis Stevens. Just 46 seconds into this fight, he finishes off Patr Majewski. And we'll take another look how he just came out and hammered him.
And at this point, Majewski was already hurt, Kenny. He'd already been hit with the jab to the chin. He was already dazed. He was already in bad shape. And, you know, Curtis has just got very heavy hands. And the angles that he comes from with those combinations, it makes it very difficult to defend when he's got his opponent in trouble.
Curtis standing by now with Chris.
Curtis, congratulations. Pretty quick fight. Did you expect him to be able to stand up to your power at all?
Yeah, you know, I try not to think so much tonight. Just come out here, let my hands loose, and when I let my hands go, you see what happens.
How disappointing was that loss to Golovkin, and why was it so disappointing for you?
It was so disappointing to me because I wanted to fight so bad, and I got in there, I was overthinking and not reacting too much, but everything's a learning lesson.
What do you take away from a fight like this? Doesn't end or ends before the end of the first round. Can you gain anything from that going forward?
I went in there doing what my uncle told me to do. Don't think too much, have fun, and let my hands go.
I want to take a look at the monitor here. Take a look at the quick action in the ring. Tell us what you see.
I'm relaxing, feeling good. I faked him, popping with that stiff jab my uncle always told me I'm good at, and he went down.
Went down a jab?
Yeah. I've been working on the jab. We've been working up the high-low jab. The hook came, the right hand, punches the right hand, the hook. The hook, I wanted to hit him again, but I knew he was down.
And here we have the final knockout punches.
I'm coming, killer mode, right hand, hook, right hand, hook, uppercut, everything. Just punches and bunches, let my hands go.
You did lose a tough fight to Gennady Golovkin, but you're still a player in the 160-pound division, a division that is loaded with some pretty good title holders. What do you want to do next?
Right now, we're going to talk with Kathy and Jolene, see what's going on, but whoever won it, like, you know, they got champions out there, they got the belt, somebody want to fight them. You know, I like calling out guys who don't want to be fighting, so I'm ready to take on the world champions.
There's a strong connection, obviously. Brooklyn, you're from Brooklyn. Peter Quillen connects from there. He's a title holder, looking for opponents. How do you feel about a Peter Quillen fight?
Kid Chocolate. It's in the contract. I make his ass melt the chocolate, Gerard.
Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you.
Kenny?
Thanks, Chris. Curtis Stevens. Yeah, he came out with that jab that knocked him down first.
Yeah, what he did.
That's where he took care of Majewski.
Very impressive. He just pushed off that back leg, landed a great shot. It was in the chin area. When guys get hit in the chin, in the boxing ring, Kenny, they go down. That's what happened. Curtis Stevens, another great first-round knockout.
And how does this figure now in the big picture of middleweights? We'll break that down and more when we come back to Atlantic City.